Well, a ho 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 and a Merry
ho.
Christmas. Huh?
Here we are, the Christmas episode, the final episode of the season.
We are feeling the Yuletide glow.
Yeah, it's
Huh?
perfectly timed. I said we'll take 10 episodes to
Yeah.
perfect the show.
I mean, if this isn't perfection,
This is perfection.
I'm not sure what is. Huh?
Can't get much better than this.
And look at you. You're looking very Christmassy.
I'm wearing double beige corduroy,
Mm-hmm.
the traditional festive suit.
Yes.
It's very sweaty.
On the Serengeti. You're on safari with your man. What's his name? The fella who went exploring and went missing? Mr. something, I presume?
Prince Charles. I don't know.
Can't remember.
Just thinking of Prince
Our
Charles.
lack of knowledge strikes again.
Mr.
Mr. Livingston, I presume.
What happened to him?
Mr. Livingston. He was a famous British explorer.
Okay.
Who went fucking boogaloo and went off into the wilderness, and showed up years later after people will know the story with more knowledge than I do. And some British journalists went hunting for him, and allegedly the first thing he said to him when he found him was, "Mr. Livingston, I presume."
Oh, I've heard that somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Became a thing.
And he was wearing.
I butchered that.
Yeah, he was wearing beige corduroy the whole time.
He was bedecked.
Yeah.
In beige corduroy.
Okay.
So he was.
It's a strange thing to wear. The thing I've noticed about corduroy, and I wonder if this is a design choice, is the channels.
Yes.
Funnel the heat upwards.
That's science.
Into your balls.
Tom, I marvel at your scientific knowledge sometimes, you know?
Yeah, it's not comfortable.
Between you and Neil deGrasse Tyson, my mind is boggled. Huh?
Well, he's one of those people who's super clever. You don't know if he's making it up or not.
I know, and to be fair, he doesn't come across he comes across as a bit pompous.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. It's like I always think people like him are making a lot of money, and there's no one around fact checking them. He could say like, gravity's curved, and everyone goes, oh yeah, cool, gravity's curved. What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? Like,
yeah.
It's time for a podcast highlight.
Do you know who else is doing it? Who else is getting away with a lot of money for a shit job? The people who translate animes.
People who translate animes?
Into English, yeah.
I think
have you ever watched that? Yeah, exactly.
Complete nonsense.
They're just taking random Japanese cartoons,
yeah,
hung over out their mind on a Monday morning and going, right, what do we think the story is here?
Yeah.
They watch that until Tuesday, and then they sit down with their microphones and they just go like, oh, yeah, got to catch all the little animals that live in the grass and make them fight each other.
They're definitely some of the translation workers.
Yeah,
are having a fucking laugh. Like
there's entire bits of Pokemon that I just like. Where are all the dads in Pokemon?
There's no dads.
There's no dads. No. Not resolved because they were too hungover to notice that detail. Why is everyone making animals fight? Not discussed.
Why are they hungover? They're always partying or something, do you reckon, as well?
It's the kind of job a hungover person would do.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's real hungover work.
Well, it's like if I said to you, Michael, I'm translating anime.
Yeah.
And you'd say, how have you ended up in that position? If I said, Michael, I went out and got really drunk and I've got a job.
Yes.
I applied for a job and I'm the only person who's applied. I'm translating anime.
Yeah.
You see, it makes logical sense that these people have alcohol abuse problems.
I think well, I mean, I can't argue with you. Once again, you take me down a rabbit hole. There's always a seed of truth there somewhere.
Yes, yeah.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Think outside box thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Is what gets us far.
And we have to think outside the box.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I always say.
It's what's got us here. Now, we had some complaints from viewers. We have viewers now about the visuals. Although people said it was good. The first complaint was that we're using our microphones wrong. Because we were holding them before. But apparently, with this style of microphone, you're meant to clip it to items of clothing. So now we have microphones.
Yeah, funny enough, somebody said to me, do they not have clips? You know?
Yeah. Everyone said I could see the clips. I was getting text messages being like, "You're an idiot. You know, you're meant to clip that clip to an item of clothing."
Listen, we're too busy making great content and trying to take over
the smaller details. Resolve themselves.
Yeah, these things. Yeah, they get out. They come out in the rain. Come out in the wash. They come out in the wash. Yeah, but yeah, we had the first video podcast last week, and I would say it's fair to say it was reasonably well received.
Well. It was good. The picture's not as good this week because we're recording inside,
and it's dark.
It's dark in my house. I don't have studio lighting in my house. We've got
a great fire though, Tom. Well done.
The big TV's got a great fire on it.
Yes.
There is actually some heat coming off it because this was quite a cheap big TV, so the energy efficiency is very low.
Well, but then at a night like this is what you need, because I would say it's about 15 degrees outside.
You can tell that just by looking.
Look at the good stockings there too.
Do you do stockings in Ireland?
Oh, we do stockings. Really.
What's Christmas in Ireland like?
What's that? Sorry.
What's Christmas in Ireland like?
Christmas in Ireland is, I would say, it's top notch in my opinion. Yeah. It's cold, but it's that sort of, it serves that purpose of cheering everybody up in the depths of winter when everybody's fucking miserable because of the weather and the dark nights and all that kind of stuff. Christmas is that chink of light.
And winter in Ireland lasts from late August until early April, right?
Well, this is it, mate. Yeah, you got it in one. And that bit of Yuletide joy is something that, we cling to.
The eye of the storm.
It's the eye of the storm. And people, there's a good atmosphere at home. Like people do be in a good form. Christmas pints is a big thing.
Oh, yeah. We talked about Christmas pints last week.
We'll not labour that point this week. But yes, Christmas in Ireland it's good crack. It's better than here, in my opinion.
Yeah. Christmas here is weird.
It is weird.
It's just sort of people have come back from the beach and then they're wondering for something to do until they can go back to the beach again.
This is it. It's a different kettle of fish,
They put out good lights this year. There's some good lights.
The lights are looking grand. I was down there last Saturday or whatever, someday, walking around doing a bit of shopping, doing a bit of retail therapy, Tom.
Yeah.
I was feeling a little bit down, So
what did you buy?
I bought jumpers.
Not much jumpers, this one?
Thick jumpers. No, this is one from the back catalogue.
Okay.
I've had this for 2 years now, so I have.
The back catalogue, it's not mine though.
No, it's not yours this time.
Gotcha.
I bought this myself. But yeah, it's quite toasty.
Yeah.
And it's got the Grinch on it.
Would you be a Christmas Grinch? Or do you like Christmas?
I secretly, I would pretend to be a Grinch. But secretly I like it.
I love Christmas, I do.
Do you know what I mean? I get well into it. But I like playing the character of the grumpy.
Yeah.
Grumpy fella sometimes,
I've noticed recently that I can't keep up with the Christmas drinking anymore.
It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
Too much of that nonsense.
We get heartburn. I get heartburn terribly. You get it as well.
Well, I might as well be sponsored by Nexium at this point. Nexium, which is a heartburn medicine.
I took your advice the other day. I had a heartburn and I took an Nexium. And it does work. Yeah. It's incredible.
It's over.
Anyway, we're starting to talk about our bodies again.
Yes.
We must get off the subject.
People do be upset by that. But anyway, how have you been since we last met up and chatted, Tom?
It's good. It was nice to have the whole week off last week. We both had the big week off. I did do as I predicted. I did absolutely nothing. We had our boys' day.
We had the boys' day. We did indeed.
There were big predictions about the boys' day. It was a very popular organization, activity.
It was.
Shall we tell people what happened?
Yes, well, we went for food. We went for tacos.
We went for tacos, yeah.
And it wasn't boys' day at all.
No, there was a woman there.
There was a woman there. Jesus.
We went for tacos at 2.
Yes.
Then went for a few pints, and it was bed by 9 p.m.
I'd say so. Yeah, I was in the sack relatively early.
Yeah, I was unconscious by 9 p.m. There's a wonderful video of you and me walking down the street. You're shadow boxing, and I'm sort of walking like a big gangly freak. It's not really clear who's on day release and who's escorting who.
Was that from the other week? From
have you not seen it?
Boys' Day?
Oh, I'll find it. I'll dig it out for you. I'll send it to you.
Shadow boxing.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Eyewitnesses reported that you and me told the group we're going to head home now because we're tired. We walked out of the bar, did a lap of the square that the bar was in, and then walked into the bar next door on our own.
The trip home's hazy, to say the least.
Yeah, I texted
it's hazy.
I texted quite a few people, like friend of the podcast, Dave.
Yes.
Hey man, me and Michael are coming back to Gracia. Do you want to go out for a few beers? I got quite a few texts back saying like, "Yeah, I'll come," and everyone was asleep. Well, no, sorry,
You were
I
asleep.
was asleep.
Yeah.
Everyone else was waiting for me to confirm.
I think I got back reasonably late. Like
I can't do it anymore. I can't do a big day session and carry on into the night.
It's the day rolling into the night. It's like, you know me, man. I hit a certain point and it's just, I'm going home.
Oh yeah,
just boom, no if and buts or fucking maybes. I'm leaving. I'm going home.
The military scientists, they'd love to see your drunk brain. It's an incredible homing device.
It does, and to be fair, I'll be great crack right up until a certain point, but then I know whenever I'm like, oh fuck, I've had too much drink, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But in fairness, I've got
You drank too much hot chocolate, haven't you?
I've got a big pint of hot chocolate.
I told you shouldn't drink that much of it.
I know, but I watered it down a good bit. Less calories. It's low fat, Tom.
Nah, this is we had this problem in England in the 16th century.
Yeti.
We'd
sponsored by Yeti.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get sponsored by Yeti.
Hit us up.
Yeah, they used to give sailors a pint of grog a day.
Yeah.
And if the sailors were getting too drunk, they just dilute it more. And all the doctors would say that doesn't work because they're still getting a pint of alcohol.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't matter how much water you add to it. There's still the pint there. You need to reduce the pint.
That's a good point.
You know, and then what you've done there is you've taken an unusual amount of sugar for any grown man to consume, and you've just added water to it to bloat yourself a bit.
Yeah, that's what I've done there, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? We all make mistakes.
Yeah. Would you like some chocolate?
You know what? I already had a piece of chocolate, man. I can't be eating anymore.
This is
good. Jesus, Punch Watch will be fucking Michael's eat himself into a coma. Fucking watch. You know what I mean?
Michael's eating himself into hyperglycemia.
So even in like workplaces and stuff like that, people are throwing food at you left, right, and center. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Croissants, chocolates, all that kind of shit.
Well, it's not the holiday for everyone.
It's not good. The big fast is what we need. We should all be fasting until Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
So you're working there?
Sorry?
So you're working. Why should we be doing that?
Well, I'm thinking, here's my thought process, because I've given this some thought. I'm trying to do a calorie deficit.
Now?
I know it doesn't look like it, but today I didn't eat an awful lot. I had a light lunch.
Okay.
And I had a light snack after work. Breadsticks and a small bit of hummus. I mean, that done no one no harm, ever.
That's a good snack.
Right? And then I'm thinking, I like dinner. I'm doing everything light this week, right the way up until the big day. Because you know yourself, on Christmas Day, you just can't stop eating.
No, that's
it's
true.
Uncontrollable. You're like a fucking, and you're full, but you're still eating.
Yeah, you force it in.
And you're drinking, and you're fucking. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's a strange feeling actually on Christmas Day, isn't it?
It is.
It's almost physically painful.
It can do, and I feel like it's too much. There's a thing called gluttony, Tom.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? He says as he swigs his hot chocolate.
Stop drinking it, please. You're going to be sick.
It's good, though.
Yes, I know it's good. So is the chalk.
All right. But yeah, so my thought process is I'm going home next week, at the end of next week. And at home at Christmas, everybody just eats. All you're doing is fucking eating. I need to put the preparation in now. I know it's upon us, but every little helps. I'm going light on the calories right up until.
So you're banking calories now for then.
Exactly, Tom. You've just ironed. What is it they say? Steelmanned my argument.
Well, I don't know much about the human body, so I'm not sure if. Well, yeah, let's say that works. I'm sure that works.
Shed the pounds. Put them back on again. Shed the pounds.
I read a fact this week about a man who was obese, and to lose weight, he just stopped eating for a year.
Seriously?
And lived off his own body fat and vitamin pills. And then he just lost it all, yeah.
And it worked?
It worked. He said it was awful.
Must have been miserable.
Yeah.
Miserable.
Well, wouldn't his bumhole close?
But surely there was still some stuff coming out.
Well, no. Wait.
Like, would there not be?
Oh, well, I'll do some research and I'll let the viewers know. Yeah. And I'll let you know. If you stop eating, does anything come out?
Let's check those facts.
Okay, this is the guy who went 382 days without eating. He was doing it in a hospital though, and he was very fat, and he died when he was 50. But he did go to the toilet every 50 days.
Well, I suppose that's a head scratcher.
Yeah, that's a real head scratcher.
But you know, like even like you drinking water and stuff like that can get things moving.
Well, yeah, I guess the water would have to come out. You'd have to drink water. But
Jesus, huh? But it worked for this gentleman.
It worked.
Do you know what I always think about that? Then though, he'd have to get the old, cut the old skin off.
Oh yeah, when you see the big people
the excess skin,
who've managed to get rid of it. Yeah, they keep the skin.
That would have to go.
Can you donate skin?
I don't know if you could. I suppose there's scientists out there that would take the skin. I would say
you can donate hair,
yeah,
and organs and blood.
Well, so I don't see why you couldn't donate the
you
skin.
might be able to donate skin.
Do you know?
Because I know they give burns victims fish skin. We've gone medical again, haven't we?
I was trying not to laugh. Couldn't hold it. Fuck's sake. Donate skin.
Let's check those facts.
You can donate skin and bone, tendons, eyes, heart valves, and artery. Oh, you have to be dead though. But you can donate skin. And you can also use fish skin, but it looks like this. So probably not a good idea. And I think they only do it in Brazil.
Anyway, so anyway, as we were saying.
Let's once again change away from medical science.
Well, I would say if a man was to lose that kind of weight and have to get the skin taken off, Turkey's the place to go.
Turkey. What, like a Christmas turkey? Oh, the place Turkey. No, you mustn't go to Turkey because I have to do a lot of fact checking here, I think. I read this week that there were, on the NHS last year, 300 emergency cosmetic surgeries because of cosmetic surgeries that have gone wrong. They have to have like go to the emergency room.
Yeah.
And have emergency reverse cosmetic surgery.
Shit.
Every single one of them was done in Turkey.
Let's check those facts.
22 people have died in Turkey from medical procedures. So it's almost definitely not a good place to go. Not the spot for that kind of stuff.
I see. Turkey's the place to go for this stuff, like every place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, it's not surprised that there's a few that get botched.
Yes.
There's a few botched jobs.
Is it cheap?
It's cheap, yeah.
What shall we get?
I don't know. What should we get?
What should I get?
Like, what could you get? Like, maybe they could make my... What could they do?
Were you thinking about getting hand enlargements? No, were you thinking about getting
my little tiny hands? No, I was thinking, like, could they make the skin a bit darker?
Oh, well, that's a tattoo, Michael.
No, maybe not.
A full body tattoo.
Well, what about what could they do for? I don't know. What could we get done? The old nose.
Well, I got quite bony cheekbones here, so there's obviously a lot of bone there.
Yeah.
Could you fit a laser pointer in it? So I could like if I squinted,
yeah,
and that would like hit the button in the cheekbone, and then if you said to me like, Tom, where's your advent calendar? And I just go like, I was just looking at my advent calendar.
It's over there.
Tom's top tip: now's the time to be buying discount advent calendars. If you've got a sweet tooth, they are throwing them away. You can get as many as you want, man, right now.
Do you know what? As a former Tesco employee, I implore you, if you need an advent calendar, get them now.
Get them now.
Don't show up next week looking for advent calendars. It's a waste of fucking time.
You can keep it for next year. You keep it for next year, or have a decadent Sunday on advent calendars.
100%. We used to get it all the time. People coming in on Christmas Eve. Have you got any advent calendars? You're like, are you fucking for real? Like, are you for real? Like,
really?
Jesus Christ! Some fucking. I'm not gonna say a bad word, like, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, like an
some people coming into you and like it's like it's 3 days before Christmas and you're coming in looking for an advent calendar. No, we don't have any.
But what, they're trying to get a cheap deal, or they're like an acid casualty who forgot the month of May?
I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Or they meant to get the little Timmy one a few weeks back, but they were too busy going on the piss or whatever. I'm like, there's not any advent calendars here on the back. Any on the back here, lad?
I kind of
like, that. Nah, there's none on the back.
Okay. But yeah, back to my medical intervention. Yeah. instead of pointing at things, I could just sort of squint and fire a small laser to indicate where I'm looking. And that might be, I'm sure they'd do that in Turkey.
Do you think that would be useful? Or would it be a fucking pointless waste of time?
Yeah, maybe.
I can see what you're thinking. You could star in a Steven Seagal movie if you had that done.
You get a USB port into your elbows and charge people money to use you to charge their phones. Using
your chemical energy?
Yeah.
The energy that your body creates?
Yeah.
That's something Elon's looking into. 1,000%. What you're describing is the Matrix.
Damn, yeah.
You're describing the beginning of the Matrix, Tom.
Yeah?
Whenever we are but feed for the machine. Be careful with the line of thought. That's all I'm saying. Well, there be monsters, my friend.
As a man who's half machine anyway, I don't... You know, when I watched The Matrix, I didn't understand why everyone wasn't upset about living in the nice warm pod of warm water as opposed to living in the Matrix, which is, you know, you have to wear latex.
You'd be the baldy fella who like betrays them and goes back into the Matrix.
Oh, yeah, maybe I would actually. Yeah. That guy was cool.
He's sitting eating the steak and he's like, I want to be an actor or something like this here. I want to have lots of money.
I was just to get him confused with Kane from Command and Conquer. No one's going to get that reference though.
Well, for the Sopranos heads out there, he was Ralphie Cifaretto in the Sopranos.
Oh,
Vincent Pampalono or something like that. There, I've butchered his name. It's something like that.
Sorry,
have you got a message there?
I thought it was about the podcast, but it's not. It's just people screaming into the void.
Jesus!
Hoping that someone will scream back.
Pass the cheese, please.
When we're making $5,000 a month from Patreon money, I will let the Patreons pick my plastic surgery, and I will do it.
Do you ever see that fella who got the implants of like a 6-pack and like fucking biceps?
Legend.
He was like an Asian guy, wasn't he? He needs like the hair and stuff.
It'd be so funny to get like pectoral implants and ab implants on your back.
Yeah.
They just walk around like, I think the Liver King had ab implants, or has it ab implants?
There's talk of that. Yeah. There's talk that he had the implants. I was listening to Joe Rogan, all hail Joe. He was saying that they think it could be natural, obviously not natural, but with the steroids you could kind of get that definition.
Was that with the More Plates More Dates guy?
That guy, can't remember his name. Cool. A funny name for a podcast. More Plates, More Dates. He definitely thought of that when he was like 16.
A funny name for a podcast, which is essentially a steroid review podcast, and then More Plates, More Dates.
Grow up. Call your podcast something more grown up than that, dude.
All Gear No Fear. That's what he should call it.
Yeah, nice.
I'll write to him. What would you get?
You see, this is the thing. Plastic surgery is not something I've ever thought of getting before.
You get Brazilian butt lift.
Imagine I got the arse
even
bigger
than it was. Massive arse, like a huge, like shelf arse.
Well, come here, Tom. I have a big enough rump as it is.
You do have quite a big bum.
You know,
I've got no bum. It goes straight from thigh to back.
Yeah, my arse is definitely substantial. If it was more substantial, it would be funny. Yeah,
it'd be very funny if you just had a huge one.
And I was just, hey, boys, just walking down the street.
Just wore those hot pants that girls wear in the summer, where a little bit of bum comes out the bottom.
Don't change my size at all. That would be very funny.
So that's what we're going to do when the Patreon money comes in. Yes. I'm going to get a laser beam eyes, and you get a Brazilian butt lift.
Do you know what I get? I would maybe get the laser eye surgery. Yeah. So I don't need the old fucking spectacles.
Oh yeah, you can get actual lasers into the eyes as well as coming out.
Yeah, and they fix whatever
they do. Yeah, they do something.
It seems a wee bit.
I don't know.
I don't know about it either. Like, do you know?
Yeah, I as a general rule of thumb, I don't put anything in my eyes anymore because I've just had so many eye infections and like gunky eye from just trying to scratch something round the corner of the back.
It's a very sensitive organ, right?
Yeah.
Listen, we have contribution that we need to.
Okay, let's start reviewing these contributions.
So, I think let's first of all address the not so complimentary message that we got.
We've had some hate mail.
So, you know who you are. Okay, so I'll keep the person anonymous because our lawyers are getting involved.
Yeah, well, the legal team's on it.
The legal team's on it.
We have to put the paperwork together first, but then it's coming.
But then the big lawsuit's coming. Dear Breakfast Beers Numpties. Numpties. That's us.
Jesus Christ.
Mexico equals one country. Many different types of regional food. Asia equals many, many countries. Many, 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 many types of different foods within, capital letters, said many, many countries.
Okay.
Dorks. Well, the dorks part I just added in, but you get the message.
Take it, yeah. Well, Michael, I've got to answer that. I'm going to answer that question, if it was a question, with another question. Asia does have many distinct countries in it. Am I right?
I think that's fair to say.
And they have food.
They've got food.
Yeah. Which one is rice? Which one is rice?
Case closed.
Case closed. Case closed.
Move on to the next question.
There are many South American countries on that. There are many countries on that continent. Which one is tacos? There's just one it can be.
Burn.
Yeah. And actually, we can go a little deeper. We can say countries, food cultures, different things.
Flawless victory.
Geography.
Done. Okay, we're going to get in so much trouble for that.
Yeah, we
this
might have to beat that entire
this person's going to beat us up.
We've lost a viewer. That's 20% of our viewership gone.
Sorry, it was all jokes. Okay, so we have another contribution.
Excellent.
From good friend of the show, loyal follower. It's Jeff. We should give Jeff a jingle.
We'll give Jeff
It's Jeff every time that he gives a contribution. Okay. Okay, so he gave us the reference. He sent us a reference for the glitter thing.
Oh.
The glitter and the fucking and the cruise ships.
Yeah.
Is legit. Totally 100% legit.
It is fact checked.
So take that.
Someone pointed out last week that when I told you that, and I said, "Have you ever seen a cruise ship?" You just said no.
No, you ever see a glue ship? A cruise ship that's all glittery, you asked me, and I was like, no, of course I've seen a cruise ship. What do you think I am, eh? I worked in them, in the bowels of the ship.
You were one of the guys in the Titanic shoveling, getting stuck behind the door when it closed.
Hello, sire. Hello. Good day, sire.
I was the captain.
Yeah.
I am the captain now.
Okay, so what was the other thing? Okay, he didn't want me to say the next part. And he says, okay, this has been addressed. Why are your microphones like tiny versions of microphones? What's the deal there?
There's a technical error, and we fixed it now.
There was some technical gremlins.
We fixed it, but they work perfect now.
Look at that.
It's a great microphone.
Fantastic.
Hmm.
Engineering.
This is great engineering.
This is great engineering. Your girlfriend loves this podcast.
We have a live studio audience.
Yeah. Right, okay. So what was the next thing? Yes. We have a contribution from another loyal listener, friend of the pod, and an erstwhile contributor. Does that make sense? Erstwhile contributor?
I don't know what that word means.
Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Okay. Where is it though? Jesus, I've got that many bloody messages, boys, and it's all nonsense. It's all group chats.
We do need to address another issue, Michael.
What's that?
That a lot of people are telling me that they wrote in to ask questions and you haven't answered them. Are you accidentally deleting things?
Listen, there's some questions that don't make it in because various things can go wrong. As of, when the Wi-Fi cuts out and shit gets wiped. Do you know? No. If you don't back up, you don't save as. Sometimes I forget to save as. Do you know? What do you want from me?
I think what you should do is give the Breakfast Beers Instagram to your lady friend who understands how Instagram works, and then she can write the questions down on a piece of paper in large print for you.
I'll mold it.
Okay.
I'll give it a mold.
Because it's not just a few questions that are slipping through. Apparently it's quite a lot.
Some are slipping through the gap
in
the net. But some have been purposely censored. You know who you are out there. I'm fucking. Oh, I'm telling you.
Okay.
We're settling some scores tonight.
If you're shielding me from cruelty, then it's fine.
I would never expose you to cruelty, baby boy.
Okay.
You know.
Good.
Okay, so we have. I'm going to turn up the volume here so that it gets picked up by the mic. So this is our London correspondent, Sean Cox. Take it away, Sean.
It's Sean.
Breakfast Beers podcast. Sean here. Long time listener, first time contributor. The other day I thought of a new superpower that I would like to have where I could summon anything that has been discarded or lost by accident. So I was thinking I could, if you lose something, you could instantly find it. That'd be handy. But then also you'd have access to all the money that's ever been dropped down a drain or like thrown away or whatever. And so my question to you, it's more of a discussion topic. What would you do with this power? How would you use it for good? For evil? I look forward to hearing.
Oh, thank you, Sean. Excellent.
Ooh, now,
Wowee.
there's 2 topics of discussion in that voice note.
Wowzers, bowsers, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you noticed there.
Yeah.
At the start of it, a little chuckle.
Yeah,
A little chortle.
more than one voice.
Oof. Oh. Yeah, the less said about that, the better.
I hope the London correspondent isn't putting things on expenses for the Breakfast Beers.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. So it's an interesting discussion point.
Mm-hmm.
You have the power to retrieve anything that has been lost, Tom. Anything. Now, does it have to be an object, or maybe it can be knowledge?
Ooh.
Lost knowledge, my friend.
Like what?
How were the pyramids built?
Oh.
Was there an Atlantis?
Okay, no, that's cool.
I'm going Graham Hancock on you here.
Yeah.
You know? What? Who shot fucking JR or whatever? Not JR. JF Kennedy.
Who shot J.R.R. Tolkien?
Huh? But I think specifically, though, he is talking about objects, but we can expand it out.
Yeah.
You know?
No, the lost knowledge thing's cool. But
Isn't
then how do you know it's lost with knowledge? Because you can, if something's missing, you can see the gap. But lost knowledge,
it's kind of hard.
you don't know it's there till you know what it is. And at that point, it's not lost anymore. I think the key word is discarded.
Perhaps.
Like, because...
What are you going to retrieve?
Well, there's firsts of everything, isn't there? There's like the first computer ever built.
Yes.
Now, that's in a museum, so it's not lost or discarded.
Okay. Aren't there like weird, like ancient prototypes of...
There's the Antikythera mechanism. I can't work out how it's pronounced. And it was like an ancient Greek computer that they found on a boat, but they think it was just to calculate star positions.
Yeah.
But then, like, all right, here's a scenario. There's some dweeby little Italian nerd sitting on a rock in the past, and he's doing a little doodle, just doing some drawing.
Yes.
And like a cool guy like me comes over and says, "Hey mate, that drawing's shit." And the dweeby little Italian nerd is like, "Oh no, blah blah blah, blah, blah," throws it away.
Okay.
Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh.
You get that? His first ever drawing. Do you reckon that would be worth anything?
But like you're
What if he was just a man with a massive dick? Leonardo da Vinci's first ever sketch is just a stick man with a big dick.
Fuck's sake, Tom. But what you're doing there is combining 2 things. You're combining like some kind of, hypothetical time travel where you bully Leonardo da Vinci into casting something aside, and then later you go back in the future and get that thing. It's
I'll be honest,
2 completely different things.
I'd forgotten what the question was already.
Tweepy little Italian guy sitting on a rock.
Yeah. What is it? We can discard.
Oh Jesus.
We can get discarded objects from history.
Yes. Okay. So, for example, like a lost map, a treasure map of some description, or like somebody like fucking, I don't know, what's it like? Is there any lost treasures out there that we're unaware of? Maybe it's like
the Ark of the Covenant.
The Ark of the Covenant, for example. Exactly. Now you're cooking.
Achilles' tomb.
Achilles' tomb. Something that belonged to Christ, perhaps.
Yeah.
Huh?
That would be cool if you could just get Christ's skull.
Yeah.
Or at least know where it is. And then like it just turns out. But the thing is, it's probably just buried under someone's basement in Jerusalem. They probably tiled over it. They found Richard III in the parking lot.
Well, they exactly. They found the bow Richie in a fucking car park.
Did you know, in the Victorian times when they were doing paintings, there's a certain colour brown that they made out of Egyptian mummies by grinding them into dust.
Oh, I didn't know that. I heard that before.
So there's probably ancient kings who were rich beyond our wildest dreams and living gods who are now just in shitty paintings, maybe by Italian dweebs.
Well, this is it, and this is to go back to his question. He's asking, would you use it for means of personal gain, for nefarious means, or would you do it to further the human history, the human story, Tom? Would you give this over to the British Museum, for example? I mean, they have fucking everything else. Or would you, that was a colonialism joke.
Yes.
Or would you keep it for yourself in order to get some creamy coin?
I think I'd keep it. I'd mostly use it not for good or bad, just to annoy people. Because you could sort of sit there and go, all right, Benjamin Franklin's first pair of shoes. And they'd be there.
Yes.
Then Leonardo da Vinci's first dick doodle. It would be there.
He definitely did a dick doodle.
Of course he did.
1,000%.
It was probably really good.
Yeah, a fantastic rendition of it.
Yeah. Well, he was famously good at proportions and that, except for that massive penis on the statue of David. What's that about?
Gee whiz,
just comically huge. So weird.
Guy.
Yeah, just do that. Get like the first...
That's very funny. It's staying in.
Okay. Just get like the firsts of everything, and then make a museum of it called the First Museum.
The First Museum,
and then people will come there, and you'll be like, you see this piece of wood with the sort of stringy thing. This is the first ever bow and arrow made by humanity, and they'll say, "How do you know?" And then you can't tell them your power, so you just be like, "Trust me." Yeah, and it'll be so annoying because everyone will be like,
"Just go like this."
Yeah.
Oh no. Make a noise like that, like your uncle does whenever he's had a few too many pints, and he's like, "Oh, can I have a half pint?" You're like, "I should look one."
I had an uncle who used to show us a parking bollard near his house, and it was pebble dashed, like what that means, where it's covered in loads of little stones. Mm-hmm. And he pointed this one stone, and he goes, "See this little stone here? This points exactly north." And me and my sister would stare at it for ages. Like, whoa!
You just give me a big flashback there. Big
really?
Time.
Did that happen to you as well?
My uncle bullshitted me something fierce when I was a kid. So he has a tattoo on his arm, on his left arm, and it's a very sort of rudimentary stick drawing of a bird, right?
Okay.
It looks like fuck all,
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but it's like, what the fuck? And I asked him when I was a wee boy, said, yeah, where did you get the tattoo? Something to that effect, right? And he goes, "Son, I was in a plane crash over the Amazon jungle.
Yeah.
And I was taken captive by a local tribe. I fucking swear to God, I was taken captive by a local tribe," he told me. The bird tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And they tattooed my arm. And they says, "If you ever come back here, we'll kill you. This is a warning. This is a warning to you and to other people. They'll be on your arm forever." He told me that. And I believed it. Right up until I was about 15.
Yeah.
And I goes to my brother, "Yeah, what about our laddie getting kidnapped by the bird tribe?" He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And it was just, and then I spit up, it's a load of bollocks, for fuck's sake. Uncles are full of shit.
Well, it's the same with me. Like, I was walking past that car park area with the parking bollards when I was much older. Yeah. And then I was looking for the one that had the little pebble on it, which pointed north.
True north?
Yeah. And then I was thinking, well, hang on. Like, none of them are pointing anywhere. They're pebbles. They don't have an end.
This is it. The stuff that used to come out of their mouths, like some of the uncles, like wrestling alligators, all this kind of shit. Like, how'd you get that scar? All this nonsense.
Well, there you go, Sean.
With a cobra.
The answer to that question is we'd use it to make a museum of first things about Leonardo da Vinci's penis drawings.
Yes.
And uncles.
And I would use to get loads and loads of money. Whoa.
Oh yeah, you could have done that as well.
Yeah.
Fun.
And live that high life.
Just with pennies.
30 odd pennies.
just like it's like no one in the world understands why, but for some reason you're a millionaire who's made you'd be a billionaire making his money found
1,000%.
making his fortune from loose change.
But then and here's another thing to bring it to a more personal level. Is there anything that you've lost personally? Like an item, a thing that's maybe got some sort of sentimental or otherwise value to you?
I lost my Pokedex in Seattle Airport when I was like 11. That was annoying.
I was about to get
my Pokedex.
What the fuck's that?
You remember Pokemon?
Your Pokemon.
This little
cards.
it was like a little tiny sort of plastic computer thing, and you'd like be able to go through the list of the original 150 Pokemon, and it would show you a picture of them, and then like their special skills.
That mustn't have made it in there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I probably did. I was momentarily into Pokemon.
Yeah, I quite like Pokemon.
I was into it for a while, to be fair.
Of course I liked it. It's bright, shiny colours, small things, arranged in an order.
Made by a bunch of hungover people.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, clearly, the Pokemon story we got was not the original one that left Japan.
No, definitely not.
Did you ever lose anything?
I lost many things.
Did you ever lose anything religious and think it was God?
Lose something religious and think it was God?
Yeah, because you grew up religious.
No, but I did have some kind of similar thing happen, but the thing reappeared again.
What?
Yes.
Is this a spooky story again?
Well, I suppose it's a story of it's a mysterious story.
Okay.
It's a story that it's hard to fathom.
Mm-hmm.
It's when the laws of physics go out the window, my friend.
Okay.
Right. When I was a young fella, I think I was about 12 at the time.
Yeah.
I had a holy medal that was around my neck, tied by a piece of.
Is this the one you
string.
took to the Pope? And
I'm glad you remember that, but no, it wasn't that one. It was a different one.
You had more than one.
I had more than one, my friend.
Ooh.
Oh yes, very religious. But yes, so this holy medal was a picture of what's known as the Sacred Heart.
Mm-hmm.
It's a picture of Jesus, and he's got the heart there. You may have seen this before, and the heart's like depicted like with like a crown, and it's like that sort of way. Yeah, I can tell I've lost you.
No.
But anyway, a lot of the Irish listeners and or Catholic listeners will know this image. Mm-hmm. It's a staple of many of an Irish grandma's house.
Okay.
Or granny's house, right? They'll have a picture of the Sacred Heart. Anyway, I digress.
Yes.
This was a medal showing the Sacred Heart.
Mm-hmm.
And it was around my neck on a piece of string, right? And this thing, it didn't have like a little clip. It was like a solid circle where I had pushed the string through. Metal. So it was metal all around this. There was a hole. String had gone through the hole, right?
Yes.
And it wasn't like there was a break there or something. You know, way sometimes you have I noticed the microphone's going away fire up there. You have a necklace or a pendant that's got like a break in the metal, so it could come off easy or something like that. No, it was solid, right? Solid.
Are you talking about a drill hole?
Yeah.
So like someone had drilled a hole in it.
It's almost like a drill hole, but it wasn't.
Right.
Okay. So, and it was tied on a knot around my neck.
Yes.
And went to bed one night. Mm-hmm. Woke up the next morning, and it was gone. But the string was still around my neck. But the fucking medal wasn't there.
What?
Yeah. And this is true, right? I'm not fucking shitting you up. And I was like, what is this all about? And looking around. Eventually found it in my bed. And I was looking, I was like, how did that come out? There's no way it could have come out.
Right, okay.
I was racking my brains. I was like, but like it's not broken and the string's not broken. It was very, very strange. And I put it on my shelf, and I was like, I'm fucking wearing this thing for a while. I was a little bit spooked, to say the least. And the bloody thing, I went to look for it again, and it was gone. I didn't see it for years after. And then one day I was cleaning my room, and I found it.
You found the medal?
Found it just on a little corner of the room. and I put it in my mum's room. I was like, well, oof.
So that one was obviously a very holy medal because it had powers.
It was. I mean, it was dialed up.
But that wasn't the one
holiness.
that got blasted by the Pope.
No, this was a mysterious one. This was one that was on the. I believe it was on the gate of the house we moved into. It used to be a thing. Used to be a thing in old Catholic Ireland where people would put holy medals on the gate. And it was
Right.
Like, it was like I don't know if it was good luck or whatever it was they were trying to do with this exercise.
Like a welcome thing.
Like a welcome thing or whatever.
That's cool.
But yeah, and that happened. But I don't know what happened. What happened there? I don't know. It was very strange. I do know it's very strange, and to this day, I'm still a wee bit baffled by it.
That's weird.
Yeah, like it was like what somebody would have to come in, cut the thing, pull it off, retie the knot, and leave. You know, so it's always kind of made me a wee bit. Wow, that's weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, and listen, I don't know. I'm thinking, what's the logical explanation here? Maybe someone would know. Maybe perhaps there's been accounts of this before, and there's a logical explanation. Do you know?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, is there because you get those puzzles, don't you, where it's like, how do you untie the string, or when the vacuum cleaner's gone underneath there, and how do you get it? But no, I think the logical explanation is angels. Maybe the angels did it.
Well, this is what I don't know. It's a
God needed to borrow a coin.
Something happened anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know, but now people will be saying, he's fucking full of nonsense.
Yeah.
He told the ghost story that time.
Maybe one of our listeners is the person who took it off you and just needed some money.
Perhaps.
That's cool.
But anyway, it's as far as I know, my mum still has that medal.
The holy medal. How many holy medals do you have?
At the moment, I don't have any.
If you wear more than one, does the effect of holiness stack?
Well,
or is it the most holy one takes precedent?
Well, this is the thing. It's hard to know, Tom. As we all know, these things are mysterious.
Yes.
Very mysterious ways. But listen, as I say, yeah, all my holy relics or whatever, what have you, my medals and all, they're now in possession of my mother. She has them.
Okay, that's good.
But funny, I must see. I'll actually go back and see if I can get that medal again when I go back at Christmas and take a picture and show you.
Send me a photo.
I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jesus, why do we end up on that subject?
Things that got lost.
Yeah, well, it got lost, but it was found again, I suppose.
Yeah.
Pass the cheese, please.
All right, listeners. It's been great having you here at the home of Christmas, the most Christmassy place this side of Europe.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, so I think we're going to wrap it up now. But what are we going to do? We're going to take a little break for a few weeks.
We're going to take a small Christmas break because the boys are busy. We've got things to do, people to see, pints to drink.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to.
You're going home for Christmas.
I'm going home for Christmas.
I'm staying here.
You are.
What do you do on Christmas Day?
Christmas Day, it depends. The past few years I've been here, obviously.
Yeah.
But I would normally be typically at my brother's house.
Mm-hmm.
And usually presents be opened in the morning.
Okay.
So wake up in the morning, open the old presents, have the gift exchange if you like.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a cooked breakfast, a good fry,
Lovely.
sausages, bacon, eggs, all the trimmings. Jesus, what was that?
Wow, spirits.
So have the good breakfast,
Mm-hmm.
which I typically would have made. Do you know?
Oh, you're the breakfast maker. You're a man for making breakfast. Yeah.
And then preparations will begin for the good dinner, and I normally would help my brother. Now over the years, it was one of my brothers and then another one. I usually help them in the kitchen, chopping the veg, but we'll be drinking on the job.
Yeah.
Right? So we're having a sneaky old beer or a few glasses of wine while we're cooking. By the time we're having a dinner, we're steamboats.
Absolutely
you
gone,
know?
yeah. That's my favourite thing to do at Christmas. Yeah.
It's great crack because you're with your brother, you're playing a bit of music.
Yeah.
A bit of music. And maybe there's two of us, maybe it's two of my brothers with me or whatever.
Yeah.
But usually some of my brothers will be with their significant others, the in-laws, so they won't be there. But yeah, typically we would be cooking together. And I know what you're thinking. And
I'm looking at the dog which is licking the sofa.
I know, yeah.
I don't know what she's doing. Sorry, keep going.
Poor Jim. But yeah, and help make the dinner. And Yeah, well, I think it's pretty typical family stuff. We'd maybe have our game after. Articulate was a favorite over the years.
What's Articulate?
It's like a board game / like trivia game.
Mm-hmm.
It's good crack. You can be playing teams, and it's
Okay.
like answer questions, try to get them answered fast, or like Trivial Pursuit or something like that. There, do you know?
Yeah.
And then follow on that night with an old movie or something like that. You know?
Oh, that's
fairly typical
that's
fare.
nice.
To be
That's
honest.
good stuff.
What about yourself?
Not much really. Just start drinking early. Start with the champagne.
Ah, yes, champagne.
Crack the
breakfast.
champagne for breakfast. Then,
I'd say you're a man that doesn't do a tap on Christmas Day.
me? Oh
Yeah.
no. I find the softest, warmest part of the sofa, and it's
Little
nuzzling
princeling.
to it.
Yeah.
Get
Little
that.
lordling. You and your brother just.
Mummy, where are my presents?
Yeah. But last year I got 27.
Yeah. There are only 26 presents, Mummy. Yeah.
Yeah, I could
That's
see
me.
you loving that, and your little mummy would just be cooking everything for you, huh?
Yeah, she's a great cook though.
Does your dad help out in the kitchen?
He's not allowed in the kitchen.
No.
Terrible crimes against humanity have been committed by my dad in the kitchen.
Oh dear.
My mum's had to come home from work early before because my brother has texted her saying you need to come back from work. Dad's trying to put a fish in the oven.
Well,
and he will put the entire fish loose in the oven.
I mean, I hate to say it, but the old apple doesn't fall
Yeah.
far.
He once invented a substance that, as far as I know, is completely undiscovered by humanity. He put, chipolatas, the tiny little sausages.
Yes.
He didn't know how to. Well, someone else had cooked them before,
Yeah.
and they were left over. So he thought, I'll reheat these for the
Okay.
kids for dinner.
Yeah.
And he didn't know how to reheat them. So what he did was he microwaved them on high for 10 minutes.
Oh dear.
And there wasn't anything in the house that could cut through them.
I'm sure they weren't.
That material, because isn't diamond just carbon under pressure? Isn't a sausage just made of carbon?
I mean, I suppose if you boil it down to
You may have remade diamond sausages.
diamond sausages.
Yeah.
And on that note,
there we go.
Listeners,
that's it. We're going to take a break for a few weeks. Then we'll come back in the new year.
Yes, exactly. We'll be back fresh.
Fresh as daisies.
Fresh as daisies, probably about 2 kilos heavier, and crying about us about having bellies, and we'll have to go flat into the gym.
It's going to be a lot of
a
lot of body examinations in the early parts of next year.
Yes.
So that's it. Season 0 over.
Have a good Christmas with your families and your friends and your significant others. Look after yourselves. Take care. Be careful on the drink. Have a moderation, but maybe a little bit tad more than moderation. Don't drink and drive, and subscribe to the pod.
Subscribe to the pod. Don't drink and drive, and celebrate whichever holiday you choose to celebrate.
Exactly. We're inclusive.
We're inclusive. Okay. Bye-bye.
Good luck.